Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Sorry, been trying to turn this camera on for 20 minutes. Oh, Indy Ridge. Steve. It's probably impractical. Maybe we could get a little button on the index finger that can depress the GoPro button. You know, if maybe it's just a special mod for moto vloggers. What do you think? Listen. It's in the low 40s right now. I'm digging these gloves. So and the boots are. Come on. All right. So far, a little update here. I think I've had them what, a month, a couple months maybe, something like that. The Indy Ridge. I have the Apache boots, artwork by Rod Velarde. Check them out. And these golden gloves, right? Brought to you by Indy Ridge and What's Up, Bob? At least in my world. But yeah, so far so good. Mid use update. They're holding up great so far. So stay tuned. I'll let you know as we go along here. It's getting cold here in Massachusetts, so you know, my opinions may change. They may not. We'll see. Anyhow, boy, I thought there was a police officer behind me just before I turned the camera on, but I upshifted so smooth and so satisfyingly that I had to keep accelerating. I apologize for any of you badges out there. I was well within somebody's speed limit anyway. I'm sure there's all kinds of speed limits. It might not have been the one for here, but anyway, it was just what, you know, get proud of a smooth shift. You know what I mean? That's part of the joy of riding a mechanical beast, you know, or something like a Harley Davidson or a you know, a classic car or something like that. When you can, or a machine, a piece of machinery, like an industrial lathe. Like if you're good at it and you're just in the rhythm, it's so satisfying, man. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I just like being part of the machine. This kind of seamless integration of man and machine. I'm turning into a Rush song here. By the machine, I don't mean the establishment, as I pass that splattered rabbit. Too many metaphors. I gotta back out of this conversation and ease back in. Something different. Hey guys, Matt the Grader. Gesticulating. I had a dream the other night that I caught a falling leaf on camera. I've told you before, I've caught falling leaves on the bike, and but I haven't done it on camera yet. I'd like to do that. Then I dreamed that I did. It was a red oak leaf, and I got it. Oh, it might have been an oak leaf. Maybe it was a maple. Well, I got one, if only in here. Speaking of maple leaves, I want to talk real quick about Devin Townsend. He's not a maple leaf, but he is from Canada, right? And they got maple leaves on the flag, so, well, one anyway. Devin Townsend, I was listening to, he's one of those artists that I think I have neglected to notice the importance of his art on my life. I first heard Devin Townsend long before I knew he was Canadian. I first heard him as the vocalist on Steve Vai's album Sex and Religion. And I'm like, who is this guy? What a voice. Incredible. When I first heard it, it was the first Steve Vai album I heard. I thought it was Steve singing, and people were like, no, you don't want to hear Steve sing. It's not Steve. It's Devin Townsend. Who is that? And I don't know if by that time he had kind of an awkward, yeah. He had an awkward hair phase. I think when I first saw him, he had the way receding hairline and the long stringy hair. I was like, well, good for him for not giving a rip. But as soon as the dude opens his mouth, you're like, wow, he is not from Earth. And so I've been a huge fan of his for quite a while. I mean, just listen to him. He has a vocal range and adaptability. It's at least comparable with Mike Patton from Faith No More, Mr. Bungle, and Fantomas, and all of the 100,000 projects. Mike Patton, you've heard Mike Patton, whether you know it or not. And Devin Townsend, you should hear Devin Townsend's voice, whether you want to or not, and because it is that good. And so I've been kind of following him, not realizing that I've been digging his music the whole time. And I'll post links to these videos, but he did a couple of live things a couple of years ago for CBC, very small stage, and it's like it's him and an acoustic guitar, and he's so powerful. And now, if you're familiar with Devin Townsend, I talked about Typo Negative in a previous video being huge and lush and melodic and powerful. That is Devin Townsend. An enormous sound, enormous, absolutely, with a million layers. I mean, it's just so, it's like when you're listening to his music loud, it's like being in a tapestry. Like, there's not a space that isn't filled with something amazing, you know? So I urge you to check out the music of Devin Townsend. He is really something else. Really something else. There's a really funny he does a song called or whatever. You'll have to see it. It's a funny spelling, but anyway, it's on the CBC on that little concert from, I think it was 2019 or something, 2018 maybe. And so previous to the show, he bumped into his luthier, the guy who I don't know if he actually makes his guitars for him or if he just keeps them set up real good. And the luthier's son, who Devin Townsend knows, was with him and said hi, you know, and whatever. And Devin's like, oh, have we met? Like, he forgot that he met the kid. And so he's like, no, I'm pretty sure we haven't met. And he was like pretty secure in that. No, we didn't meet. Well, and during the performance, the kid's in the front row. During the performance, like halfway through the song, Devin Townsend just stops. He's like, I do know you. I'm sorry, he says with his Canadian accent. I'm sorry. I do know you. Of course I know you. You know, and like right in the middle of the song, you know, but he's the type of artist that can do that in the middle of a song, and it somehow makes that song so much more powerful on a human level. The thing about Devin Townsend, he's like a Matt Scannell from Vertical Horizon. So Matt, I would say, whether he knows them or not, Matt has friends everywhere he goes, all over the world, who have never met him, because he's so personal and so real and so beautiful when he sings and creates, and the message that he puts forth, and the love that he expresses, and the care and what he does, and the great joy. And Devin Townsend is the same. It's the Canadian version. You know, a terrific songwriter, but his true love of life, even, you know, you get highs and lows, you know, and times get super hard. But at the end of the day, there's some people that just are their finger is on the pulse, whether they can feel it themselves or not. And it just spreads, and you can't help but feel like that person's a dear friend. And the music is for you. It's personal. It's for me. Oh, can I tell you something else about Devin Townsend before I let you go? I got a copy of his album Epic Loud. It's spectacular. And I heard the background vocalist, and immediately, I mean within 2 notes, I'm telling you, it was, I think my friend was with me. I immediately said, that's Anneke van Giersbergen. I don't know how to pronounce her name. She's from the Netherlands. It's like Giersbergen. It's like one of those last names. It's unpronounceable by the American tongue. But Anneke, if you know her from The Gathering and from Vur and from other projects that she's done, and as a solo artist, Anneke has one of the most angelic, powerful, and just honest and believable female vocals of all time. She's in my top 3 favorite female vocalists of all time. And I heard her in the background, and I knew at that moment that Devin Townsend was a force to be reckoned with. Because if he knows who Anneke is, and she's willing to sing with him, come on. That's all. If you just put Anneke on your resume, you're hired immediately, right? If you know who she is, she knows who you are, you're it. You've made it. You know, so as soon as I heard that, I say, well, I think I found my new favorite album for a while. What's up, dude? Anyway, guys, I'm Matt the Greeter. Hey, thanks for riding along. I do appreciate it. Devin Townsend, I'll try to leave some links below. I'll try to leave some links to Anneke van Giersbergen, to her stuff as well. She's so worth checking out. She's like a person you know. You know what I mean? Alright, guys, I'll check in with you soon. I care about you. If I can turn this camera off. Steve from Indy Ridge. Just a little thing on there, a little button to help with the GoPro button. That's all I'm looking for. Alright, guys. Bye.